A big hello to everyone on the call from across the world. When we think about our old learning environments, 2019 and before, uh, what I miss most as a facilitator as well as a participant is the interaction and engagement that could be done in these classrooms, in workshops, in conference halls. And even if you were stuck for 6 to 8 hours in the same room, and if the facilitation was engaging, then you would not be bored or exhausted. But now in the new reality, especially for the facilitators and for the participants, how do you hold attention? How do you engage people if you have to conduct the same course material or same curriculum for 6 to 8 hours? It's very difficult. And especially for introverts like me, who would sit at the back in the conference room near the exit gate, so that the moment the facilitator would start walking towards them, we could escape from the door. We have lost our voices, we have lost our visibility when we have converted to online mode of delivery of learning and development programs. So how do you engage people in the new paradigm where online learning will become the norm? And I'm here to share with you my experience with Google Groups. It is not new. In fact, for me, I met this bird in 2017, and I'll share the story about it a little bit later. But what excites me about Google Groups and why you should have it in your learning and development armory is because it allows the interactive and engagement levels to be handed back to the participants. It allows self-paced learning. You don't have to be fixed to your seat in front of the monitor at a particular time to attend the class. And most importantly, it allows the learning to be presented in micro bits which are easy to consume and assimilate. As far as technology is concerned, it is not rocket science. All you need is Gmail accounts, an internet connection, and a system to access your Gmail accounts. And I think if we look at the connectivity levels across the world, this is a given now with the smartphones availability. So I'll just show you some snapshots. This is how the Google Group dashboard would look. You can create number of groups in this. And if you click that particular group, you will see here how many members are there. And if you are the administrator of the group, you can manage the group settings and the member settings over here. The conversations that are held on the learning topics appear over here. The ones that have not been seen would be in bold. When you are the group admin, this is how the members list would appear. When you add them to the group, and invitation email, which you can customize, will go to the member, and they will have to click to accept becoming the member of the group. And then as you can see on the right side, as a group admin, you can decide what each member has, what rights they have, view all emails or view only certain type of emails, and can they post on the group or not. Finally, when the conversations are happening, this is how this will look. So this is an example of the first day when we started our discussion. And then people, when they start responding, their responses will start appearing like this. Now, just to clarify here, you don't need to be entering the Google group for accessing these conversations because they will appear in the email that you have provided or that you are using for Google Group. What Google Group does is it creates an ID which links to all these emails. So when you reply or you post on Google Group, it will go to the emails of every member of the group. And so it will appear as a chain of conversations in your email boxes. So as a facilitator, what you need to do, you need to realign your course, you need to realign your curriculum in the way you are going to be presenting it. What you need to do is break down your topic into 24, 48, or 72-hour sections. You need to create moderator or facilitator notes, which should not be very extensive, just 1 to 2 paragraphs about the topic or question of the day. And related to that, you need to create certain participant action items, again, not very extensive, not very time consuming. You can add links and attachments for their self-reading, and then sit back as a facilitator. Because like I said, Google Groups is about handing over the reins of discussion to the participants. Your role as a facilitator is just to summarize, encourage, facilitate, and prod interaction every 12 hours. So just to share this example with you, this is from 2017. We were asked to do a quality management program for a medical university in India. And the mandate was that these are very senior people, head of departments, professors, associate professors. So they will not give us more than 2 to 3 hours on the workshop day. And the content has to be very engaging. So that's very easy to do as a facilitator, isn't it? Just convert a quality management program that takes 2 to 3 days into a 2-hour session and present it to very senior faculty of medical university, and also keep them engaged. So this is the example that I'm showing you. This is day 1 objective. The objective was to introduce participants to quality. Now, to give you perspective, in 2017 in India, quality in medical education was an alien concept. We had just started talking about implementing quality in medical education at that time. So all these people were totally, new to this concept. So look at what we have done as the introductory paragraph, where just 2 lines we say it was developed for manufacturing, developed in Japan, but it is now being used in service industry. And then we help them align their thoughts to how you will convert this quality concepts into medical education, where the product is the degree, a diploma, service is the teaching methodology, and the customer is the student or the patient. And to facilitate the discussion, we gave them just these 2 simple tasks for day 1. How would you define quality in your own words? Not more than 20. And we gave them a time limit. Don't spend more than 15 minutes on this. Again, the second question, from your workplace, give us at least 2 examples of quality products and services. Again, don't spend more than 15 minutes on this. And the conversation started, which we summarized at the end of 24 hours into this graphic. Now, you don't have to be very creative. You can do it in a simple Word document or even in an email. But if you have the time and orientation, you can always use Canva to make these graphics. What I want you to focus on is the wording that is used in this infographic, where you think like, should be above basic level, giver, receiver. These are not the standard terminology that is used in quality management workshops. These are the words of the participants. And at the end of this 24 hours, we left them with a big question, which again came from the participants, that if the customer is key, then should or could there be different quality benchmarks? And we used this question in the real session on the last day and the 2-3 hours that we got, where we presented one slide of a case study, and then we had a discussion, group discussion of 15 to 20 minutes. Now, how do you convert it into an online, system? You can use the Google Groups to introduce your topic, to talk about this topic for 7-14 days. And then in the 1 or 2 hour webinar that you do, you can consolidate, filter, and bring everything together. The advantage of this would be that all your participants would have been engaged. They would know each other. They would speak the common language because they have been introduced to that terminology. And most importantly, The thing is, when they come to your 1 to 2 hour webinar session, they would be encouraged and very familiar with the entire environment and would be more engaged and participative and more attentive to the session. So I would really recommend this, especially if you are looking at curriculum that needs to be spread over days or in workshops. It cannot be done in 1 or 2 hours. Use this tool very effectively for your conversations with your students. Thank you, Aram.